Hey, everybody. A little different than what we usually do. It's early Sunday morning. Well, really, it's Sunday afternoon. But we've got breaking news that we have to talk about and give you guys a quick reaction video. We just wanted to share what's going on in the world of Alabama recruiting with you. And since we just got some fantastic news, we wanted to bring it to you live. For those of you who maybe haven't been on the wonderful world of social media today, here you go. We've landed a official prediction for Alabama to land 5-star cornerback out of Mission Viejo, California, Dijon Lee. For those of you who have followed the show, we've been talking about Dijon for a long time. We knew this one was in the works, but I'm telling you now, this is one of many that are going to come down the pipeline. We had DeBoer last night, Lee now, just coming off the heels of a fantastic recruiting weekend there in Tuscaloosa. So the question becomes, what does a guy like Dijon Lee bring to the Tide? I was on Bama Standard Network show last night. We talked a little bit about Bama secondary, where they stand post-portal, post-Saban. And I would argue that if there's any unit on that team that we, are a little concerned about, it's going to be Alabama's secondary. This is going to shore that up in the future moving forward. A guy like Dijon Lee coming in. Not only that, it's a 5-star who I think is going to kind of be a portal who will open doors to other 5-stars. It's a big get, man. It's a big win. Dijon had offers from Washington, USC, Georgia. Alabama beat out all those folks for this guy. He obviously had a previous relationship with Coach DeBoer and some of those coaches at USC, at Washington. But man, Alabama is on a tear on the recruiting trail right now, and this isn't the last one. You can expect plenty more over the course of the week. I'm just going to say it. One big one. I posted yesterday my own official prediction. I may be wrong. I may get burned on this. I may lose all my credibility, but I'm willing to put it out there for the Alabama fans. But we, along with 247 on 3, everybody else has put in an official prediction for Alabama to land the commitment of 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee out of Mission Viejo, California. 6'3", 181 pounds, long, rangy, lockdown type corner. Last year, he recorded 25 tackles, 2 interceptions. He had 3 pass deflections and a block punt in a season that ended with a CFI championship game loss to St. John Bosco. This is per on 3. Lee also is a track star. He's won a league title in the triple jump. And finishing second in the 110-meter hurdles and long jump. So Alabama's not just getting a 5-star cornerback; they're getting an all-around, just amazing athlete in Dijon. And so, I think it had to be 5 or 6 shows back we talked about this guy. Sorry, reading the comments. Yeah, he's being predicted. He hasn't verbally committed yet, but that's probably coming. We've known that for a long time. We're Eric. He's sorry. Usually I got the other guys on here. It's a little easier to do the production stuff, but now Chris handles the comments. But this is just me right now. This is just a prediction, but I agree with your comment here, Eric. He's a lot. He's coming for sure. Like I said, we've known that for a while with Dijon Lee. But just we talk about this recruiting right now, like what's going on in Tuscaloosa. I really put it in perspective. Per 247 Sports last night, after the DeBoer commitment, Alabama moved up to the number 2 class in the country. That's insane. It's insanity. When you see a guy like Nick Saban retire, and then, we saw the flood of these guys going into the portal. I like to call it trimming the fat because that's what happened. But when you see a guy like Nick Saban retire, and then you bring in a West Coast guy like Kalen DeBoer, Nobody expected. And I think if Alabama fans are being honest with themselves, I don't think we expected him to be as on fire on the recruiting trail as he is right now. But the fact that Alabama right now has the number 2 class in the country for 2025, and we'll see if that sticks. We still got a long ways to go before all these kids sign national letters of intent. That is insane. That is a hard thing to wrap your mind around. I'd argue, and I've said this on our show before, I'd argue that it is probably one of the more impressive recruiting feats I've ever seen. And we talked about this before we made the jump over to YouTube, on our podcast on Spotify. You can check it out there. DeBoer, as soon as he came onto campus, he went right to work building a staff that had a web all the way across the country. He built pipelines into every part of the country, into the South, the deep South, the Northeast, out west, where he has connections. You could see it happening. And then, things kind of stalled out when we lost Grubb, or the idea of Ryan Grubb coming on as OC. But then he goes and hires a guy like Nick Sheridan. What he's done is taken, Nick Saban was famously good at recruiting in Florida, Texas, pulling guys out of Georgia. Sometimes he'd go up north, pull guys out of New Jersey, but a lot of Alabama's, the rideouts, a lot of those guys came out of Florida. Nick Saban would go down there, and the University of Florida, FSU, Miami, they weren't getting these guys. They weren't keeping them at home. Nick Saban would go down there and get them. And what Kalen DeBoer has done is he's built on that, and he's built a natural web of recruiting where he's got relationships with these coaches, he's got relationships with these parents, he's got relationships with these players through his staff all over the country. And then you tack on Courtney Morgan, everybody. Courtney Morgan, the Rick Ross of college football. And you add in the infrastructure that Alabama has in terms of recruiting. They've been kind of adjusting their NIL, and then you think about the fact that Nick Saban is still involved in what's going on campus, and you're starting to see the fruits of that. And kudos to Greg Byrne. They not like us. Nope, they're not like us, and they don't like us, but that's okay. Haters are gonna hate, isn't that what they say? But kudos to Greg Burns, man. Greg Byrne just knocked this one out of the park, as he does. We saw it with Nate Oates with the basketball team. We got the best AD in college football, and because of that, recruiting has not dropped off. And so, with that, again, we are logging an expert prediction for Alabama to land 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee out of Mission Viejo, California. He's a 6'3", 181-pound cornerback. He had offers from USC, Washington, Georgia wanted him, but it looks like Alabama's going to land him. And I do want to say he's not the only one. There's more coming. I haven't looked at it this morning, but I would imagine Bama still got probably, 10, 11 scholarships available. And keep in mind, this isn't an official commitment. It's not a verbal, but that's okay. It's all right. But with the scholarship positions open, and with the guys that were just on this visit this past weekend, there's other names you're going to want to keep an eye on. Ty Haywood being the most obvious. Caleb Lockett is another one to watch. I'm going to say it. I said it earlier in the weekend. Just keep an eye on Justice Terry, 5-star decommit from USC. Just keep an eye on him, and let's see what he does. While we're talking, I also want to shout out Ryan Williams. If anybody can, tag Ryan Williams in the comments here, man. Ryan, I don't know if you guys have been paying attention. I posted a lot of videos. You can check them out at Way Offsides Cotton. Ryan Williams has been walking, with these dudes every step of the way on their official visit. The guy's a Bammer, man. He is 100% Gump certified. I love him already. He's a fan favorite, and for good reason, See what we got going on. Lockett and Moore, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm telling you, man, it's just starting. It's just starting. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because, just a few months ago, back in February, the narrative, not just from the fans, the media won't, they won't take responsibility for it, but the narrative was that Alabama was dead and buried. It's over. The dynasty's dead. Bama's burning, is what I've heard. I'll tell you what, Bama's burning that ass. That's what's happening on that recruiting trail. Excuse my language. This isn't after dark, but that's what's happening. And it's got to be nauseating. It's got to be disgusting for the likes of Auburn, Tennessee. I'm not going to throw LSU in there because LSU's killing it on the recruiting trail right now too. To watch Alabama rise from the ashes like a phoenix, just so justfully and rightfully so. And they're still standing at the top of the mountain. And they're going to prove it. For those of you just jumping in, we're talking about an official prediction for Alabama to land 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee out of Mission Viejo, California. Dijon is a 381-pound cornerback, rangy cornerback, long guy, very similar to what Nick Saban used to recruit at that position. And the guy is also a vaunted track star. Won league titles over in California in the triple jump, and he finished second at 110-meter hurdles and long jump. Finished his season last year with 35 tackles and 2 interceptions. Had offers from USC, Washington, Georgia, but it's looking like, according to the guys here at Way Offsides, as well as On 3 and 247 Sports, Alabama's going to land another 5-star in a class that was supposed to be dismal and disappointing. That's what they told us. They told us that it was over with no Saban. Saban was the brand. But I got to tell you, the brand is still lethal. That script A still has a lot of power when you put a guy like Courtney Morgan behind it. Oh man, it's almost not fair. I kind of feel sorry for him. No, I don't. That's not true. I don't feel sorry for him. I don't feel sorry for him. They told everybody we were dead and buried. Told them we were gone. The dynasty was over. Here we are. Number 2 recruiting class right now. Legitimate shot at number 1. Legitimate shot at Justice Terry. I said it. You guys follow Justice Terry's mama on Instagram? Oh, man. Mama Terry had a great time in Tuscaloosa this weekend. Had a really good time in Tuscaloosa. Let me tell you, On 3 Sports, I may be wrong. I may get burned here. I may be speaking out of pure emotion and passion instead of rationale. But On 3, as soon as Justice Terry decommitted from USC, they popped that crystal ball prediction over to Georgia. That's because he was previously committed to Georgia. And then he takes an official visit to Alabama. Not just that, he takes an official visit to Alabama where other guys are committing live in front of these recruits. And then you get a 5-star out of California, mind you, who also was being recruited by USC. He's now going to commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide. So if you think Kalen DeBoer had a previous relationship with Dijon Lee when he was at Washington, probably did with Justice Terry too. Just thought. See what everybody has to say. Kathy, cold and cruel. Absolutely. I'm gonna tell you what Kathy's referring to. One of our insiders had lunch with some coaches yesterday, and the comment was made that get my train of thought here for a second. I want to deliver this right, Kathy. The comment was made that although Alabama is using the terminology "cold summer," the more appropriate word would be a cruel summer. Cruel, not cruel to Bama, cruel to everybody else, and that's what we're seeing, man. That's what's coming. Kathy's exactly right. It's a cold and cruel summer. For those of you who back in February and March thought they were driving that final nail in the coffin of Alabama. Matt from Louisiana, you know who you are. You all know who you are. So, Alabama is going to secure another one. 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee. with more to come, folks. There's more to come. I'm telling you, it's not over. Alabama's summer recruiting is on fire. It's on fire. It's on fire. I said it's on fire. Oh, it's sizzling. But they said it's going to be cold. It's going to be a cold summer. Nah, it's going to be a cruel summer. It's going to be cruel for everybody else in the SEC. What's great, what's beautiful about this is these fellas ain't signing for a few more months, right? So DeBoer and the Avengers staff that he put together there in Tuscaloosa, they've got plenty of time to knock on doors, make phone calls, to talk to mama and daddy, run to the bank, do what they got to do, and pull a couple surprises on National Signing Day. Possible. Bama's trending up. They don't want to tell you that. They don't want you to realize that. Think about how sick they must all be to realize Nick Saban retired. The man they hated. The man they had to call daddy behind closed doors. He retired, and they thought, it's okay, we can breathe again. The bad man's gone. Nope. Nah. He's still here. Go back to hiding in your closet. Because he's still here, and he brought Courtney Morgan and Kalen DeBoer with him. And that's what's happening, man. That's what's happening. Alabama's getting a good one. 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee. Let's see what 247 Sports has to say about Dijon. Greg Biggins over at 247 Sports says Lee is one of the longest corners in the country. Again, I said that earlier. He's a long, rangy corner. Very familiar, very common with what Nick Saban used to recruit at that position. Pushing 6'4", 190 pounds. We've got him at 6'3", 181. Greg says, and Greg is a national recruiting analyst for 247 Sports, says that he could see him transition to safety at the college level. But most schools like him at corner. Can smother opposing receiver at the line of scrimmage. He's strong. He's a jammer. Has good feet. Good change of direction. Very tall corner. He's rarely beaten over the top. Can get in and out of his breaks. Gets his hand on a lot of the balls. We saw that in his numbers from last year. He's physical and run support. We saw that too. 35 solo tackles last season in high school. And he isn't afraid to get downhill and lay big hits. We love that at Alabama, don't we? We love that at Alabama. We love a cornerback or a safety who can just get downhill and lay the wood to somebody. You guys remember Landon Collins? He was a safety. But we're talking a very similar play style here. Very similar play style. Let's see who's talking to us. Cooking it up. Picking it up, Brock. Picking it up. Brought in an elite 11 MVP. 5-star corner. Micah DeBose. Ty Haywood's on deck. There's another 5-star on deck. There's another one coming. Should I say who it is? I already did. Let me fix my lights real quick. Look. Oh, they're messed up because of my shirt. Sorry, I was excited and just jumped in here real quick. That's okay. Because you guys don't care what color shirt I'm wearing. It's cold summer, Brock. You're just jumping in. We're talking about Dijon Lee. Official prediction. To commit to the Alabama Crimson Tide. We'll be on for a couple more minutes. Do me a favor while you're on. Go like and subscribe. We're trying to get YouTube off the ground. If you like what we're doing, can definitely use the help. We're at like 60 subscribers. Nothing fancy yet, but we're growing. We like to think our content's good. Ask Brock. Brock likes us. Brock, tell him to go follow, like, and subscribe. They'll listen to you, not me. There it is, folks. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, retweet, comment, man. Talk to me. I'm taking time out of my morning to bring you guys some breaking college football news. Come talk to me. Come see me. Isn't that what Coach Prime says? I'm not hard to find. You know what else isn't hard to find? Bama's newest predicted cornerback. That's right, folks. Official prediction for a 5-star Dijon Lee to land at the University of Alabama. And this is a reaction show to that. It's more a reaction show to all the haters that said Alabama was dead in the water when Nick Saban retired. When are they going to learn, man? When are they going to figure it out? That brand, that A right there. See it on my lamp. That A is lethal. Let's cut the lamp on. What y'all think? Cut the lamp on? Let's do it. Give me a second here. There we go. Let's illuminate the A for everybody. Yeah, it looks like Alabama's going to get him another one. 5-star Dijon Lee out of Mission Viejo, California. Cornerback, 6'3", 181 pounds. I think 247 has him at 6'4", and 190 pounds. Either way, rangy, physical monster who can operate on an island. And that's what we like. Those are the kind of corners we like at Alabama. Man, it's a good day to be a Tide fan, isn't it? Not a good day to be Matt from Louisiana or Barnerberry or anybody else who looked at recruiting rankings 3 months ago and said, hey, where's Alabama? Where's Bama? I don't see Bama. You see us now. You see them now. Sitting at the number 2 ranking for recruiting class. Soon to unseat Ohio State when that Justice Terry news hits and that Ty Haywood news hits. Now look, I don't want to be too cocky. We should remain humble at all times. The Bible says so. You know, we may get some decommits before National Signing Day. Georgia's got money. Texas got money. Ohio State's throwing bags at everybody. Ask Caleb Downs. Texas, USF. Why did I say USF? You wonder. Leased Lamborghinis. That's why. Don't fall for it, kiddos. They're leased. They don't own them. You ain't getting one. You get you a Dodge Charger. Don't believe me? Ask Isaiah Bond. Ask him what he's driving right now. It's not a Lambo. Not a Lambo. Definitely not. Let's see what everybody from the Way Offsides crew is saying over here. Let's see. Let's get Jeff in here. Jeff, I'm about to send you a link. I want you to come hang out with me. Sure we can get all the right folks in here. Don't go anywhere, folks. Don't go anywhere. This was a spur of the moment show. So we're the production value is not fantastic. Don't go anywhere. Talk to us. Share us. How's your mama doing? Y'all go to church this morning? The church is going on right now. If you're just joining us, again, official prediction. This is your Way Offsides. Hashtag Way Offsides. That's a Tide, baby. Official prediction of Dijon Lee to the University of Alabama. This is a big one. This is a big one. This is a floodgate recruit, right? This is a gateway recruit. You know, remember how back in the late 90s, early 2000s, everybody called, you know, the ganja, they called it a gateway drug. This is a gateway recruit. And what I mean by that is it's only going to take one or two to break the dam open. And this is one of them, folks. This is one of them. There's another one coming. Two of them, really. Two. Talking to you, Ty. Talking to you, Justice. You're gonna need a jacket in Tuscaloosa, fella. It's cold. It's cold there this summer. Real cold. So what do y'all think? Talk to me. What do y'all think? Is DeBoer and staff cooking? They ain't making ramen. No. They're not heating up TV dinners in the microwave. This is a 5-star meal, baby, that they just served up on a platter. 5-star Michelin ranked restaurant in Tuscaloosa. Serving up Dijon Lee as the main course. And everybody else, Auburn, Georgia, Tennessee, they can't afford to get in. They're sitting outside looking through the window. Their belly's rumbling. But in Alabama, we're cooking. We're cooking. Nothing but the Tide. That after Saban was done, Auburn rolled Toomer's corner. They did. And you know what my response to that was? White paper. I'm rolling in damn trees myself. Is that a Jeff? I think we got a Jeff in here, folks. Give me a second. Let's get Jeff.
All right, I don't have my background set up.
Hey, buddy.
What's up, man? What's up?
Look at you.
What up? What
hey,
up?
man, we got
Big
some breaking news going on.
Big news.
Big news. Yeah, Way Off Sides is we dropping predictions now. People didn't know that.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, 5-star cornerback, man, out of Mission Viejo by the name of Dijon. Excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon Lee? We got him, baby.
That's we gotta get T-shirts with like the Grey Poupon.
Yeah, you got any Grey
thing
Poupon
on there? Dijon mustard.
I was him. Every time I lined up against a wide receiver, I would just say that to him. You got any Grey
Come
Poupon?
on, Chris Stewart. Where you at, Chris Stewart? We're giving you gold here, man.
Jeff, they said Alabama was dead and gone, man. What happened?
I don't know, brother. They kicked they buried us too soon, I guess.
Learn one of these days.
Yeah, what they're gonna learn, man. They're gonna learn.
Debo just to show them.
They're gonna figure it out.
I mean, there's a reason when Debo came up the street on Friday, everybody took all their chains away and hide their chains,
That's right.
put their watches and put their 5-stars, put their 4-star recruits away, hide the play.
Here comes Debo coming up the street, and then you hear him dun 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 dun.
How's your chain? Debo coming.
And like,
Look at Brock.
Here comes
Thanks,
Debo
Brock.
riding that bike.
Yep. Thanks, Brock. Thanks for subbing, man. So if you got something going on, let us know, man. We'll like and follow too. Yeah. We like,
dude.
We're not just receiving trees. We like to give. That was
Yeah, man.
that was a little more
Sorry,
nasty than I meant to.
going. I left my computer.
Oh no, it's
so I
fine,
missed my
man.
phone.
It's fine. You're the king of backgrounds. Mine looks so good because you talk.
Dude.
But I also wore the
your
wrong color
background
shirt.
is setting the bar high.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. We moved the setup. I got the lighting. But I was just talking to everybody saying, "Hey, look." Let me get the graphic back up. There we go. This ain't
This is
it.
a big deal.
It is a big deal. This is our first official prediction at Way Off Sides. Let me tell you guys something. We're kind of always evolving. You know, we do the podcast thing and we do the YouTube thing. We're trying to grow all that, but the plans here at Way Off Sides are big. What we're trying to do long term is we're trying to take what you see at On 3 and what you see at Barstool, and they're gonna have a baby, and that baby's gonna be that baby's gonna be us.
He looks like a baby.
It's going to be a big ass baby, but it's a baby. So, yeah, man. Official 5-star prediction to Alabama. He's not the only one. He's not. I've been saying it. I was going to keep it a secret, but I'm telling you, man, Ty Haywood's on the way.
It's happening.
It's happening very soon. And I got one more.
You've been on Ty for a minute.
I've been on Ty for a while. I'll tell you what, we were talking about Dijon about 3 months ago.
Yeah.
I got one more. Should I drop the name?
I mean,
they're not going to believe me, Jeff.
Where a better place than right here away off sides?
I'm telling you, for the 273 people watching right now, Justice Terry. Mama Terry had a blast in Tuscaloosa this weekend. I followed her Instagram, and she had a blast. And then,
I hope I don't eat crow here, but y'all can go put that on the wall.
Put it on the wall. It's happening. Hey, you know what? If we're wrong, we're wrong. And I'll eat my crow.
We'll be the first.
No, that's right. I'll look at every one of our subscribers in the face and say, hey, I was wrong, and I'm sorry. Yeah. But hey, the Georgia fans went after Justice real hard on Instagram for being at Bama, and he called them all clowns.
They're gonna learn, man.
All clowns. Just saying.
Chess, not checkers.
Don't believe me, just watch.
Ow.
Right, man. Oh.
This is big, man. I like his prototypical 6'3", 181. That's like Drake or Patrick OG.
Yeah, man.
He's not junior, but
I got
Dre long.
I got you. I'm gonna reread what Greg Biggins had to say about him. He's a national recruiting analyst from 247.
Okay.
Because he's one of the longest corners in the country, and that's prototypical Nick Saban style cornerback there. And that's
right.
I don't know, man. It's kind of refreshing to see DeBoer and his staff recruiting to that same style as Nick Saban. But he says you can see him transition to safety. That immediately made me think of an Eddie Jackson or a Landon Collins. But most people want him at cornerback. He smothers opposing receivers at the line of scrimmage, and he's very good in press coverage. So he's physical. He has good feet. I said good feet. He has good feet. Change of direction for a tall corner. He's rarely beaten over the top. He can get in and out of his brace and get his hands on a lot of balls. He's physical and run support. I love a cornerback or a safety who's physical and run support, can get downhill and lay a big hit on a running back.
You have to be.
Yeah, absolutely. In the SEC,
these guys can get on the edge so quick now. You got to be able to tackle in the open field. They're so spread out, and the guys are so fast on offense now. It doesn't matter who you're playing. The guys are fast, man. The game is faster, regardless of whether you're playing a scrub team at the beginning of the season or you're playing in the league. Every team you play has speed. At some point, if they're going to get out on the edge and going to be in open space.
That's right.
So I like the ones that are physical and that can tackle and aren't afraid to get in there.
I agree. Yeah, and that's what we're used to back there. So. And you're right, man. Just with that spread offense, that hurry up offense, the Ole Miss style. I just had a bug land in my ear. I'm in the garage. We're okay. No worries. If I kill over in like 30 seconds, we're fine. Ole Miss. All right. Greg also says he's a smart, heady player, understands the game, and has the positional versatility to be an impact player at multiple spots in the secondary.
We need it. We're going to need it.
Yeah, we are going to need it. I said this last night on another show. It's not ours. If there's one position at Alabama that I think is going to need to be coddled and babied a little bit outside of the trenches, it's the secondary. And
I agree with that.
This is a great tipping point for that, man. And I called Dijon a gateway recruit. He's a gateway player. And, I was telling everybody back in the 90s, late 90s, early 2000s, when everybody called, they called it a gateway drug. Mm-hmm. This is what Dijon Lee is to Alabama. I think he could be the one, he's a floodgate recruit. And, yes, Brock, he does want to play football. He's a floodgate recruit, man. He's a floodgate recruit. I think he's going to open the door to a lot of other dudes. Justice. I'm telling you guys, Justice was committed to USC, right? Dijon Lee is from California. That relationship he had with Coach DeBoer was developed long before DeBoer became the head coach of the University of Alabama. DeBoer has a relationship with Justin Terry too. He does.
I believe that.
They said Saban was the. Go ahead.
Wasn't Terry committed to Georgia and then to USC? Didn't he go to commit Georgia first?
That's why. Yes, that's why On3 dropped the crystal ball almost immediately when he decommitted to USC back to Georgia. They just assumed.
Fast, my friend.
Yeah, they just assumed that he was headed over to Athens. We'll see.
It's a cold summer.
We'll see. It's cold, as our recruiting insiders told Christopher yesterday. Yes. Cold's not the right word. Cruel is more appropriate. I love it. But Jeff, they said the brand was dead, man. They said it was dead.
I mean, they buried us. Remember Saban said a few years ago, man, y'all buried us, covered us up.
Dead and gone.
Dead and gone, baby. We was done after we lost Ole Miss that year.
I've been traveling on this road too long.
They ain't gonna learn. I'm sorry.
Our thoughts and prayers are with you, Justin. Anyway,
they're gonna learn. But what we're gonna have to deal with now is, well, it's still Nick Saban. He's still around. It's still.
Oh, it's already started.
Yeah, we're gonna have to deal with that for probably about another year or so. And then once DeBoer has been in the mix for a solid year, out 25, 26, you won't be able to use that excuse anymore when he's
you're right.
Stockpiling players.
I messed up my hat. You're absolutely right. I mean, hold on, I'm trying to do this in my camera.
Yeah, but you said it best last night. Why would you not take advantage of Nick Saban having an office right upstairs?
Oh yeah, it makes no sense, man. Like, that's a bad thing.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
So he's using Nick Saban. Big deal.
I'm sorry. Look, man, what it is back in February, when that news dropped, Twitter exploded, and Auburn fans and Georgia fans and probably Kirby Smart, was at dinner and just, they got to breathe a big old sigh of relief.
They did.
The boogeyman wasn't in the closet anymore. No, he's just under the bed now.
Yeah, you got that right.
He's still there. And I think, it's just going to take one successful recruiting class with Nick Saban involved. He can step away.
And he's going to be like, you know what?
You guys got it. Here's the keys. And that's what's coming, man. Alabama's currently sitting at the number 2 class per 247 Sports. That's going to change, guys. Georgia does have a few guys that are definitely going to commit a few 5 stars. So Georgia's probably going to pop up there.
Finish 1 or 2. Georgia will.
Yeah,
I mean that's
that's
okay.
But hey, look, man. I'm just saying, and I talked about this when I first came on. If Alabama finishes in the top 3, that we have to start talking about that being the most impressive recruiting job of all time. You come in and
you got to be in the
convo. You follow Nick Saban. Not just follow Nick Saban. You have to build a whole new staff. The first thing you do when you come in is you start building that staff. You build your pipeline all the way across the country, which is what Kalen DeBoer did. But then you got to get that one recruit that's a catalyst. And who was that? Ryan Williams.
Yep.
Ryan Williams. He kept it. And shout out to Ryan Williams. That guy might be a better recruiter than anybody else on the staff. He's involved in all of it.
They called him up in front of the room last night.
Yeah.
By the way, before I'm going to holler at my boy right here.
Yep. He gets up there and then boom, Micah DeBose. You saw the first person to hug him when he committed, Ryan Williams.
Yep.
They said we were dead, man.
And he's supposed to be a senior in high school this year. He's supposed to be going into his senior year of high school, and he's recruiting for Alabama. And he's doing it.
Maybe this is more for our actual show, but I saw some comments from Justice Haynes about him. I can't believe it that he's supposed to be a senior in high school and he's out here doing what he's doing. So I'll take my one Ryan Williams for those 3 or 4 guys Auburn brought in.
And,
happily.
There's just something about the kid. He's got
natural charisma. It's like a perfect transition to this new era of Alabama football. It's like the Julio signing, not the same package, but the same physical package, but the
impact almost like the one guy Saban could not lose in that 08 class was Julio. I mean, he had to get Julio.
That's right.
got him, and the rest is history. You know, Julio set the standard of this is how you're going to have to play receiver here. You got to be physical. You got to get in the dirt. You know, you got to get physical with DBs. You got to block 20, 30 yards down the field, you know, built by Bama. You know how it is. And then you saw it carry through the rideouts, through the guys now.
Yeah.
And I think that we're shifting into another thing like that where Hollywood's going to set the standard in terms of production and in terms of work ethic and in terms of passion for the university and like Kalen's guy. Like together, we're going to be the duo, you know.
I'm telling you, man. Hey, Rideouts 2.0 is loading, man. Just wait. Just wait.
They get Russell is going to.
Yeah. They bring on another guy to keep an eye on, Haley Lockett. They bring Lockett into the mix.
I mean, the quarterback room is going to be stacked. You said last night there are going to be a couple that get pushed out.
Yeah, Lonergan probably.
Maybe Lonergan probably. Not because they can't play, but just because there's not room there. Like this.
There's
style of quarterback.
Next year is going to be Ty Simpson's show, and then it'll be officially the Keelan Russell.
Yeah, and I think Ty can play now. Ty looks like a quarterback when you watch the
by the way, man. Can we talk about Ty? And I know this is more of a reaction show about the prediction for Dijon Lee, but Ty Simpson, man, that guy, he's sat.
Mad respect.
Sat. Reminds me of Mac Jones, just sitting, biding his time. And
he could play at a lot of places.
He could. And when he gets,
school in this state, as a matter of fact.
Absolutely. But when he gets his time next season, watch out. Watch out.
There were times last year where I was thinking he needs to play when Milroe was kind of scuffling before.
Oh, sure. Yeah. A lot of us were pulling for him to play.
Should have played.
And then they started Tyler Buckner. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, who's now a wide receiver and a lacrosse national champion.
Yeah, we know what happened there. That was look. I'll start your guy. Listen, and we'll see what he can. He can't play. All right, I don't want to hear from you anymore about him the rest of the season. We'll just get rid of
good riddance, Tommy Reese.
Yes.
Godspeed, sir.
Godspeed. Where did he go? Like Arkansas or something?
Hell if I know. For those of you just joining us,
coach somewhere.
This is the official reaction show.
This is big deal.
To Alabama, probably, potentially, likely landing 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee. It's been a long time in the making. We've talked about Dijon before on the show, several times, in fact. And here it is, man. Here it is. The official prediction is in. Alabama is likely, pending something crazy happening, Alabama is likely to land 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee out of Mission Viejo, California. We've got him listed at 6'3", 181 pounds. 247 has him at 6'4", 190. But long, rangy cornerback. Very typical of the style Nick Saban would recruit to Alabama in the past. And it looks like officially he's coming to Bama, baby.
See, and I didn't know a ton about Mo Linguist and the kind of DBs he liked, or Womack, the kind of DBs he liked in that system.
Yeah,
but he's kept the ones we've had, and he's getting these same style 6'3", 180, these longer reach cornerbacks, and so hey man, like
it's beautiful.
It's beautiful.
It is so beautiful.
We were dead, man.
That's what they said. They said Bama was dead and gone.
Husky Harsin.
Called,
if I quote correctly.
Somebody down in Louisiana, somebody tag that guy. I can't remember his last name. It's not that important. Matt, whatever. Matt from the Bayou. What was the term he used? Bama's burning. Bama's burning. And then went after a kid from SMU who flipped from SMU to Alabama. Said Bama's burning. I tell you what, Bama may have been burning for a few days, but right now, Bama's rising from the ashes like a glorious phoenix taking its place at the top of the mountain.
In order to be the phoenix, you got to burn first.
That's right. I'm telling you. Telling you.
Why people thought Husky Hard? Why I don't understand why people thought that Debo was just another version of Harsin. I mean, the guy's lost 12 games in 10 years. He just coached for the national title with the fourth best roster in the playoffs.
Not only that, he got his Heisman Trophy contending quarterback there to come and recruit at his new school.
At the new school.
Come on, man.
What?
Kalen DeBoer.
It's like, who cares, man? I'm here for Kalen. For Washington. Who cares about Washington?
Kalen DeBoer could sell me ice on a glacier, man.
And I would buy every bit of it.
Like, yeah, man, that's a good deal.
I would buy every bit of it. Yes.
Oh,
it
over.
Was dead. I couldn't believe they were calling this guy that. And I was like, dude, had 9 players drafted off Washington.
You know good and well where that came from. And that was
drafted. Yeah, 9 or 10,
down there on
the
the
same
plains.
amount as we did. And I was like, yeah, Washington. You can name 2 players outside of Penix and Adunze.
They also didn't watch any
Outside of
ball
Seattle.
outside of the SEC, so they had no idea, man. They didn't know what was going on. But
did you read that quote from DeBoer earlier? He was talking about he's been watching the SEC championship game film and a lot of the end of the season film talking about Jalen's growth, and I think he's licking his chops, honestly.
I'm telling you, man, it's Heisman or bust for Jalen Milroe this year.
And forget what you saw in the A-Day game. That was total fluff. That may have been the Tecmo Bowl playbook. They may have just taken screen grabs of Super Tecmo Bowl.
Defensively, definitely,
and said, just run these plays all game and just give them something. These people are out here going nuts. They're going to burn the place down. Just go out there and do something. Throw some stuff around, whatever. Give them something to talk about the next 4 months. And sure enough, the defense looked bad. And so here we talked about it for a long time. But that game is so meaningless that I wouldn't care if it was 90-80. Like, okay, that'd actually be kind of fun.
Just wait, man. Just wait. I tell you what, that Wisconsin game.
Still happening, then we can get concerned. If it's September, October, and we're having defensive lapses like this, okay, then we can start saying, okay.
Yeah, then there's a problem. We need to,
But get into the games. Get into a couple of games.
Yep. Have you noticed, and I know this was set years ago, but Alabama's schedule progressively sets up perfectly for Georgia. You've got Western Kentucky, who they're going to blow the doors off of. Yeah. You got USF, who's coming to Tuscaloosa. They're probably going to blow the doors off of. Then you travel for an 11 o'clock kickoff at Wisconsin, a much more notable and difficult opponent, but they're probably going to blow the doors off of Wisconsin.
They should. Wisconsin didn't have near the players we have. Speed. You don't have near the speed.
Yeah. And then they get a break, right? And then Georgia. Watch.
Yep.
Watch, people.
I mean,
there's going to be a lot of sick Barners and Vols fans come week 4 of the 2024 college football season.
Yeah.
Somebody get them some Pepto-Bismol already. They're going to need it.
They're going to need
Somebody
it.
get them Sprite and saltine crackers for those upset tummies, because they're coming. They're coming.
And Sprite.
Right.
You're right about that.
Yeah. Saltine Sprite. Sponsor us.
Game, but I think our speed is just too much.
It's going to be nasty, man. They want to look at what we lost. Nobody paid attention to what stayed.
Or what we gained.
Bingo.
And the wide receiver coach is a big deal. And Courtney Morgan is even bigger. So they're not focusing on what we got. They're only talking about, Caleb Downs. My bad. The running back for Ohio State now, Caleb Downs, who's been taking reps at running back for Ohio State.
You go get that bag, little buddy.
Well done.
Have fun.
Focus
Daddy,
on the safety of the lottery pick in 2 years, or go play running back too and divide your focus and add to the risk of taking a shot in the knee.
Yeah, because you think somebody in their right mind is going to care if you can play running back in the NFL.
Yeah, give me a break. You're not going to play running back in the NFL, dude.
Ryan Day. You know why Ryan Day's doing that, right? Because if he can't beat Michigan and he can't win a title next year, the only thing that could save his job is a Heisman Trophy.
Bingo.
That's right.
Bingo. And maybe some more black hair dye.
It looks like Carl Urt.
He looks like Billy the Butcher is what he looks like.
Bro.
If he starts talking.
Shout out the boys.
Man. I have not started season 4 yet, so no spoilers.
You need to. I won't spoil it.
Have you watched? Is it all, or is it just week by week?
It's week by week. I'm up to date, man. It's
Are we in?
Yeah. The latest episode is the best one so far.
4 episodes or 1 or 2?
There's 4 up right now.
4, okay. Yeah, I hadn't started.
But I went a while without finishing season 3 for whatever reason. I just got sidetracked with other shows and whatnot. But I finally finished season 3 a couple of weeks ago. That was
glorious.
I'm not gonna lie.
Glorious.
The Homelander's dad character, that guy was a real bastard.
For those of you just joining us, Way Offsides has officially dropped their official prediction for Alabama, the University of Alabama, the Crimson Tide, the Tide of Tuscaloosa.
Hey, this could be a week.
That's right. To land 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee out of Mission Viejo, California. We've got Dijon listed again as a 6'3", 181-pound cornerback, long, rangy. Some people have him listed at 6'4", 190. He's probably grown a little bit, so that's probably more. I'll tell you something else about Dijon that people may not know. He's a track star. He is a track star who has won, I believe he won first place in the league triple jump. Yes. Yeah. And then he finished in second in the long jump, as well as hurdles. So Alabama's not just getting a long, Saban-esque rangy cornerback. They're getting a pure athlete. Last year in 2022, he had 32 solo tackles, 2 tackles for loss. He had 3 pass breakups. I did go back and look at some tape on Dijon. A lot of people weren't throwing his way. And I wonder why. He also had 2 interceptions as a sophomore and a block punt. And then, Mission Viejo did play in the CFI championship game where they lost to St. John Bosco. But that's besides the point. The point being that you're hearing it here first, folks. We had 340 people watching. Of you, 304.
Way Offsides official.
Yep. This is your Way Offsides official prediction for Alabama to land. But screw crystal balls. We don't do that around here. Unless we're manifesting it. That's what we use crystal balls for, to manifest. This is your official Way Offsides prediction for Dijon Lee to land at the University of Alabama. And I'm telling you right now.
Manifest it.
Manifest it. That's right. Hashtag manifest it. Jeff died for a second. He's back. There he is. Froze up for just a second, but all good.
Wi-Fi.
I'll say this. We kind of alluded to it. This Dijon Lee commitment that's coming down the line is going to be another one of those dominoes. He's a gateway recruit. Gateway recruit. Can't have gateway recruits. I mean, you can at Alabama. Other schools don't want us to have gateway recruits. But,
you're right.
Looking at a couple of guys, Lockett, Moore, Haywood, Terry. I'm not going to say that one.
The fact we're in these living rooms says even more about the staff being new to the area and even getting in the living rooms of some of these guys that have been verbals for months and suddenly are taking visits to Alabama, even though they've been verbal at these other schools since some of them for a year.
That's right, Mr.
Man, we got to go see what's going on down here for ourselves.
Something else I've noticed that this staff is really good at is they're really good at recruiting mama and daddy too, and aunt and uncle, and brother and sister. Like, they understand it's more than just recruiting the player. And a lot of these instances, the player's not making the decision; their parents make it. Looking at you, Caleb Downs. But
I think that's a big thing he learned from Saban is you got to recruit the mom. Get the mom on board. The dad too, but the mom is the cell.
Yep, absolutely. All right. Well,
that's the only mom we can sell.
That's it. I'm gonna go grab some lunch here, Jeff. I've been on for about an hour. But guys, if you're watching, be sure to like, subscribe, follow us everywhere, especially over on YouTube. Go over there, grab that link up, and just drop it on all your social media. Just drop it on all their heads. Tell everybody, hey, Way Offside.
Like it's hot.
They
drop it like it's hot.
Yeah, absolutely. What? And drop it like it's hot. That's a terrible Lil Wayne impression. You guys.
That's all right. Everybody knew where we were going with it.
Pick that link up. Take it everywhere. Drop it. Tell your grandma and all them. Like, hey, Cotton, Jeff, they called it. That's who. When Justice Terry commits, You heard it here first.
Hey, y'all get ready because we're going to be making several of these reaction videos.
That's correct. That's correct.
You better get real used to this face right here.
To this face right here.
Join us next week.
You're going to be seeing a lot of it.
A lot of it, but not too much. No.
Not too much.
More than you want to see.
More than you want to see, that's for sure. That's
right.
100% sure.
Just buckle up, baby. It's a cruel, cold summer in Tuscaloosa.
Roll Tide.
Hey, for those of you who enjoyed what you're watching, Wednesday night at 9:30 Central Time, actually 9 o'clock Central Time, we'll be doing our After Dark episode live on YouTube, Twitter. We'll be scheduling a post later today for that.
Get your brand liquor.
Where we just, you think we're stupid now. Wait till after dark. And then Thursday, we'll have our weekly show where obviously we'll be talking about the official visits over the weekend, what to expect in recruiting moving forward, our best of series. We got a lot of stuff going on. We're going to do best and worst tweets. So, we're going to drag some of you guys.
Bad.
Probably myself. I say stupid stuff on Twitter all the time. But
that's the only way
we're
you
going to
get any traction is to be totally stupid.
That's right. Yeah.
If you say reasonable, thought out things, you get skipped.
Yeah. Everybody's like, oh, that's too smart for this.
Boring.
Boy, Robbie. Anyway, all right, let's close up shop. So again, one more time before we go, this is your official prediction via way offsides for Alabama to land 5-star cornerback Dijon Lee. More to come, folks. More to come. Stay tuned. To be continued. Until then, roll tide, wash your hands, say your prayers, and thanks for watching Way Offsides.